my prediction, because of Lane Kiffin going to LSU, Pete Golden taking over for Ole Miss, that Ole Miss is going to teeter around being in the college football playoff next year. Maybe win on one game or two games, and they will be relevant still. But I give LSU and Lane Kiffin a better chance to win the SEC, a better chance to make it in the college football playoffs, and I think they will win a national championship before Ole Miss will. Uh, and that's the decision Lane Kiffin was going after. And again, I will say this again. This is not a hot take. Lane Kiffin was rooting for Miami all the way. No doubt about it in my mind. Well, I would say 99.9% in my mind he was rooting for Miami. No doubt.
Well, I felt that way as well. Um, yeah, we tune back in tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Comment your thoughts. Be sure to follow In Between the Lines page and subscribe. But comments what you think about the Fiesta Bowl. Again, finishing 31 Miami to 27. And for all of you Hurricane fans talking about y'all gonna be tailgating. What's going? Have y'all started partying yet? Cause it's not next weekend, but next Monday, 2 weeks from now, when the national championship is. And who would you much rather play in the championship? Would you rather play Oregon or would you rather play Indiana? Ole Miss, great season. Fans, you can comment what you thought about this season and how it was just a crushing loss. However, you should certainly be proud of your team. Again, this is In Between the Lines. I'm Savon Williams, and our brother Joe gonna close us out.
Vaughn, what are you most disappointed in the Ole Miss performance tonight? What phase of the game?
They started off slow in the first quarter. I felt like they was trying to adjust. I would say Lacey getting hurt.
Um,
I would say, and he still came in playing hard, but it was. I feel like the offense had to change up, and just the fact that they ran out of gas.
right, and I would say to close, Vaughn, I would say where you miss Lane Kiffin at tonight is the fact that Pete Golden was distracted and his defense didn't play that well. So, but Pete Golden is the defensive coordinator, and he's also calling the plays because he was put in a situation. And this is only his third game. This is only his third game coaching as a head coach, and he's never been a head coach. Tremendous defensive coach. So now in the biggest game of his life, he has to have the responsibility of being a head coach and a defensive coordinator. If Lane Kiffin was on there, he could focus on more just his side and not that side. Not making it an
Well,
excuse,
I,
but that's a little bit of different philosophy that Pete Golden, this uncharted territory when you see your defense get gashed on third down, when you
they,
see your defense missing 15 tackles, that you need to address that, but do you have time to address it when you have to talk to the entire team? You have to be a CEO of the entire team. And I'm not saying that that's a big part of it. I think that had a little bit to do with it, that he had so many responsibilities and he could concentrate solely on his defense.
well, and it's almost a tale of two halves. Not two halves, but because the first quarter it was bend but don't break. The Ole Miss offense had negative yards in the first quarter.
Right.
Second quarter, Miami put up 14. The third quarter, I think Carson Beck might have had 17 yards, if that,
That's
passing.
right.
So the first and third quarter, Ole Miss defense did what they were supposed to do. It's just the second and fourth quarter where they gave up 2 touchdowns. So I wouldn't even be disappointed in my defense because again, they spent majority of their time out there on the field. It's just if I'm a Ole Miss,
Yeah,
if I'm a
Vaughn, but
Ole
what
Miss
you're
fan,
saying,
I'm probably thinking the time. Look at this, 41 minutes. What
yeah,
you
but
want the
that's
defense to
my point
do?
though. How did they spend that much time on the football field? Because they gave up Miami 14 play drives, 10 play drives. They busted a coverage in the first half with a long 52-yard touchdown. So a lot of those intricacies and details a little bit cost you. And I'm just speculating here that when Golden needs to, you know how defensive coordinators do. As soon as something happens and their unit comes to the sideline, They're right on their lap. They're talking. They're going through the iPad. They're going through the Microsoft, computer. They watching the previous drives. He's not able to do that. He's got to lean on other people to do that, and it's a little bit somewhat of a distraction. No excuses. Great ball game, and I'll end it with that. Man, I was highly entertained, and it's an instant classic.
Absolutely.
And if you're down for more infotainment, information, and entertainment, like and subscribe in between the lines.